Hello, Cancer, and welcome to your reading for the week of November 27th through December 3rd, 2023. If you are a Cancer Sun, a Cancer Rising, a Cancer Moon, or have some other significant Cancer placement in your chart, this reading may be for you. So if you find that your sun sign reading doesn't seem to match up too well, and you have one of these other aspects and you're not a Cancer Sun, then this reading may actually provide some information for you as well. This would be true of any other signs in addition, because sometimes we are not always ruled by our sun sign. If you are returning to this channel, welcome back. It's good to have you back again. I'm glad to see you here again, in a manner of speaking. And if you are new to this channel, welcome. Thank you for joining me. I hope you find this reading enlightening, and I will please ask if people could like and subscribe to this channel, and also leave me your comments about how well we're doing with these readings here. Now, the way that I do these readings is I use the cartouche deck, the Wave cartouche deck, which I have been using for many years, and that is my main set of cards that I use, and I do them in what they call an astrological spread. So everything here is done by astrological house, from Aries to Pisces, and of course the associations of those signs with the houses are helping in how we're going to interpret these cards. And to clarify each of the cartouche cards, I also have a tarot deck, and this week I am using the Tarot Familiars deck. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. For you, Cancer. Okay, first we have Aries energy. Okay, so Aries is a house that's dedicated to how others see you, how you present yourself to the world, how you brand yourself, so to speak, and what your external identity is, what people see about you, what the side of you that people see. And we have Anubis with the Emperor. So an Emperor is Aries energy in the Aries house. And Anubis typically comes up when we are... There's a couple of things that are connected to this card. One is that it has to do potentially, Anubis is the guide to the underworld. So we may be sort of on a journey of self-exploration. We may have been dealing with some things and finding ways to go with the flow of life. Anubis also shows up when we are setting up boundaries and we want to protect ourselves, because Anubis is a protector fundamentally when we are going through particularly difficult or dark times, but just through struggles in life in general. And the Emperor card, I mean, definitely this is the card of being in control, of being assertive, of being, of basically coming across as the person who's the authority or in charge. So certainly you are presenting yourself very strongly this week, and perhaps protecting yourself as well. Second house is Taurus energy. This has to do with your finances and also your personal values. And possessions and things like that. And we have Sirius with the Seven of Wands. So yeah, there's a sense of defensiveness and a sense of hard work coming in with this card. There's definitely a strong sense of expending energy, of defending either how you're spending your money or how you're making your money. And Sirius would indicate, that there's having to roll up your sleeves and do the work, so to speak. So you may have been working very hard lately, or maybe you are trying to find new ways to negotiate finances. These two together suggest to me that there's a tension or a level of endurance that's involved with regard to your money. So it could be that you perhaps have to make big purchases and you're trying to defend them. Or maybe you're looking at your financial situation and trying to refigure a new way to deal with things. I mean, Sirius is often a card of thinking outside the box and doing something different, being innovative. So innovative ways to try to solve potential money problems. But there's definitely a sense here that you feel like you need to stand your ground and be strong in something related to your finances, and perhaps also to your values. Third house is Gemini energy, and Gemini has to do with communication, messages coming in. If you're in business, this is the house of self-effort, so it would have to do with business as well, and also potentially with short journeys and with brothers or sisters, siblings. Now it's interesting because you have winged disc with the Two of Cups, so this definitely shows a partnership of some kind. The fact that it is in the house of messages can indicate messages coming in related to some kind of a partnership. So whether these are love messages, that may be true for some people who are watching this, or whether it's just a message of somebody who is, could be friendly support, it could be a business partnership, but there's definitely the sense of success and overcoming obstacles, what your communications this week or your business dealings, or again, for some of you, this could have to do with a sibling who you are, who is acting as a support or a partner or can help provide a solution to a problem. There's definitely a strong energy here of working with somebody else or getting messages about support from somebody else. So take that as it resonates. Now, the fourth house is your house. This has to do with Cancer energy, and this has to do with home and family and potentially the mother. Okay, now I'm seeing Four of Swords with Isis here. Now, Isis to me is very strongly the card of the mother. Now, this is a very specific message for some people, not for everybody. This can indicate either one's actual mother or perhaps a family member who maybe is experiencing an illness right now, or perhaps that you're concerned about their health in some way. This Four of Swords is a card of needing to retreat, take time out, relax. And that would be the other sense of this card. If there's not a family situation that this resonates with, then this would be saying that you yourself may need some rest and restoration. And Isis, in this case, is very much a card of self-care and nourishment, and it just taking some time to go inward. Something that's actually, as we're moving into winter season, is actually quite a natural thing to do. But I feel like, especially if I'm seeing a lot of stress over here in the financial sector, so for some of you, this could just literally be you need to, kind of withdraw into your nest, into your home, and just take some time out to heal and to relax. But for some people, I do feel like there could be some concerns about healing or illness connected to a mother figure, simply because this is in the mother house. I think that could apply. And again, that's a very specific message. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to apply to everybody here. So again, take that as it resonates. And with any of these readings, by the way, take what resonates and leave the rest. There may be certain aspects of things that more or less apply to you, because this is a general reading. Okay, fifth house has to do with creativity, love affairs, and potentially with children. This is the house of Leo. And okay, you've got the twins with the King of Pentacles. So for somebody, this is about a relationship. Now, fifth house is unlegalized relationships. So this is not necessarily somebody you're married to. This could be somebody you're dating or that you want to date, or just somebody who wants to date you. King of Pentacles could indicate an earth sign person, or it could just indicate somebody who's very grounded or has strong Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn in their chart. And they just may be a very grounding, and perhaps somebody who, in a business sense, okay, if you're working on a creative project, if the twins here has to do with creative project, this could just be somebody who's very good with the practical side of things, that you might partner with. And again, we're seeing this partnering over here. So if it is business, then it could be just a partner who is maybe financially well off or just very well versed in business. But again, if it doesn't have anything to do with that, this definitely indicates a relationship potentially with somebody who is earth or has strong earth in their chart, or just has that strong earthy quality. For some people, it will be somebody literally like with darker hair, perhaps darker eyes, something more earth oriented. But again, if you're not in a relationship, if you're not looking for love, if that's not part of the equation, this could have to do with somebody's child as well. You could be dealing with, if you have older children that might be, getting into a relationship, that's also possible. And if it has not to do with either one of those things, then for you, this may have to do with, again, with working with somebody creatively on something, okay? Trying to build something creatively, perhaps taking a talent or a skill that you have and trying to make it into something that might be like a business. So so we'll see what fits there. Sixth house is Virgo, and this has to do with your health, with any worries or anxieties that you might have, and also potentially with jobs. When I say job, jobs that you do perhaps in service to others that may or may not be connected to your career. Okay, sometimes people do things, you do certain things to make money, and then there's other things that are more in line with what you really want to do. Now, it's interesting because you have the Crook and Flail and you have the Hierophant. So these are both cards of authority. And seeing the Emperor up here, this is really strong take charge energy in terms of not only your health, but also in terms of really just getting the discipline and the confidence to deal with the things that are worrying you or that are a problem. Or even if it has to do with health issues, it could be a matter of seeing somebody who is an authority who is able to help you through a situation. Hierophant tends to have to do more with mentoring in a religious or spiritual or philosophical sense. Doesn't have to, but and it also represents these higher level of commitments. And to see it with the crook and flail, yeah, I'm feeling very strongly that there's some kind of an authority figure that we're seeing involved. I'm not necessarily seeing a doctor, so I don't know that this has to do with health, but it could be, for some of you, it could be if you at a job, this could be a promotion. But there's definitely a sense of being disciplined, being confident, possibly having a legal victory or being in the right on something. But I'm seeing definitely here, I feel like if you are trying to get certain things together, or if you have certain anxieties about details, because Virgo is certainly a very detail-oriented house, there definitely just seems to be, whether it's you or somebody else in authority, taking charge or having authority, or being able to have a person who's going to show you what to do to get through the process. So take that as it resonates. But yeah, that's interesting. That's very strong mentor or expert energy there. Seventh house has to do with relationships. This is Libra energy, and this is usually legalized partnerships. As I mentioned in the fifth house, that's unlegalized partnerships. This would be legal partnerships of all kinds. So if you are married, this would have to potentially have to do with your spouse. If you're looking to get married, this would be the affected house. It can also have to do with other legal partnerships like business arrangements, and even certain types of close friendships as well. You have Bast with the Seven of Pentacles. Now, Bastet, this is interesting because this is a card of the arts, and I feel like it's coming into my head is for some people this may literally have to do with a person. So this could be a person who's involved in the arts. They might be a dancer, they might be a musician, they might be an artist. Like there's a strong artsy kind of feel to Bastet. But Bastet can also have to do with following one's intuition, give as you wish to receive. There's a sense of giving others their due, and then you receiving what you deserve or what you're owed in return. And we have it with the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles comes up when we are evaluating our progress with something, okay? So if you are somebody looking for a relationship, perhaps there is somebody, maybe you've been following intuition, maybe you've been tiptoeing around this person, maybe this person is one of those things that I mentioned, involved in the arts or something. Take it again as it resonates. But this, if you are looking for a long-term relationship, then this would suggest that, you're building something here and you're trying to make a decision as to whether the energy you're putting into it is worthwhile. And this can also have to do with legal arrangements. It can have to do with business partnerships. It could just be somebody that you're working with. Maybe somebody who you feel you've had to be a bit empathetic to. Maybe somebody who's struggling, dealing with their feelings, or maybe where you feel like you're not getting the direct story, so you're relying more on your intuition. But this just says to me that you are looking at something and trying to decide whether or not you want to move forward with it. I tend to think of this as a card of patience. Some people say, some people will look at this and say, no, it's not worth the effort. But I don't know. From the things I'm seeing here in other places, if you are looking for a relationship, this would be telling me that you need to have patience with something or with someone. You've come this far, and there is a promise of a good harvest, I think. You just need to wait and see. And again, you may be relying a little bit more on your intuition and your feelings, perhaps than the logical facts that are in front of you with the situation. If you're not looking for a relationship, then again, this could be a situation that your partner is going through, or it could just be having to do with some kind of thing you're doing in conjunction with somebody else, where you are also trying to evaluate and make a decision about whether to move forward with something. And in that case, I would just say that this is telling you that your intuition is going to tell you more than the facts right now. Eighth house is Scorpio energy, and Scorpio is the house of transformation. It's life and death. It's esoteric things. It's other people's money as well. And we have the Knight of Swords with Horus. Okay. Now, Horus shows up, I find, in situations where either there's healing involved or a situation of friends or family being involved. And the Knight of Swords, sometimes the Knight of Swords is somebody who's very sharp, very impulsive. It could be somebody who comes in who's critical. But I feel like in the eighth house of transformation, there may be a sense of rushing into something, like you feel like you need to, you may be overthinking something and feel like, well, I need to rush in and take this impulsive action. And this is saying, look before you leap. Knight of Swords can indicate that sometimes we'll say things that we don't mean, or that we want to take, end up taking back. So there's definitely a sense of being careful, because there may be a tendency towards impulsive action. And this seems to be, I don't know, what's coming into my mind here is this may be connected in this case very much with healing, because Horus is a card of healing. It's also a card of creativity. So, or this could have to do with a family or a friend relationship. There could be something where you are jumping to conclusions or jumping the gun about something. And it's sort of telling you to step back. I don't know. With some of the things I'm seeing about relationships and stuff here, I don't know if this is a friend, family member, or loved one where maybe they're going through some healing right now, and it's saying don't be impulsive and don't jump to conclusions about something that's going on with them. I'm not sure. And this could also have to do with your own healing. And it could be that because you are still taking some time to figure things out or to work through a situation, you don't want to be impulsive. Okay, ninth house is Sagittarius energy, and this has to do with expansion. Ninth house is about long distance travel. It's about higher education. So if you either work in a university, or you are a university student, or you are just thinking about pursuing education beyond what you have, this could apply. It can also have to do with your life philosophy, religious beliefs, religious institutions that you belong to, and so on and so forth. And we have the Ankh with the Three of Swords. Now, this is an interesting combination, because Ankh to me suggests love, and Three of Swords suggests separation. So I feel like, again, just seeing these healing cards, I feel like there's some kind of a healing that's coming about in a situation that could either lead to love, or that you're going to be severing ties with something that's going to actually lead you to something that's closer to your true joy, or your true, I don't necessarily like the word purpose. I'm not one of those people who necessarily thinks life has a purpose, so to speak, but more towards what satisfies your soul, what makes you happy, what makes you feel alive. And so this could be a change in beliefs. This could indicate you could be leaving a school situation. You could be healing from a relationship. You could be taking a trip. You could be taking a trip away from somebody to reach for this. So this could be about or trying to bridge a gap, or separation. I feel like this Three of Swords indicates separation, but I feel like in this case it represents healing from a hurt and moving into something better. So again, whether this has to do with the school situation, whether this has to do with travel or with somebody at a distance, or whether this just has to do with perhaps you reevaluating your deeper philosophy and beliefs. I mean, after all, we do see down here in the House of Values that's opposite, although this one's not directly opposite, but we definitely see this idea of feeling like you have to stand your ground in something. You may be walking away from something, or changing something, or just separating paths from someone in order to get to where you really need to be. Take that as it resonates. 10th house, this is Capricorn energy, and this has to do with your career, your fame, your reputation. And wow, you've got the Scarab with the 10 of Cups. So this is really nice. This suggests changes. This could be a job change for some people, or a career change, or some change to your career circumstances. It could, again, we did see the idea of promotion down here, so that might apply for some people. But we have it with the 10 of Cups. So the 10 of Cups is about, this is wish fulfillment, and it's wish fulfillment in a community, not just for you as an individual. So this seems to indicate some big accomplishment or sense of fulfillment around your work or career. If you've been working hard at something financially over here, this suggests changes. So again, for some people, this could be a new job, this could be a promotion on an existing job, or this could just be making changes to a work, or if you in your own business, you could be making some changes and it's suggesting that whatever changes you're contemplating right now are going to actually lead to this fulfillment, this 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is sort of this ultimate satisfaction card, and it's not only satisfaction for you, but it's satisfaction within the community. So there's definitely a strong community vibe here. 11th house, this is to do with Aquarius and Aquarian energy. So this has to do with your friendships. It has to do with goals and wishes and aspirations. Usually that's the main sense of the 11th house. And yeah, you have Buckle of Isis with Queen of Pentacles. So again, I feel like there's this sense of Buckle of Isis often means getting rid of something in order to gain something. It's growth with a sacrifice is the term used by Murray Hope, who developed the cartouche system. And so there's this idea, again, I'm seeing this hard work element, or this Three of Swords, getting away from something. There's something you're disconnecting from, or that you've cut, or that you're walking away from, and your efforts to do that will be rewarded. I mean, Queen of Pentacles is somebody who is warm, comforting, secure, financially secure, someone who has enough to share with others. There's a very strong feminine. Again, this is, we have the King of Pentacles over here, actually right in the opposite house, which I think is interesting. 5th and 11th house are opposite each other, and you have the King and Queen of Pentacles. So I don't know. For some people, this could have to do with a relationship that, something perhaps you're making a sacrifice for, and it's going to benefit you with regard to some creative endeavor. But there's definitely the sense here of feeling secure, feeling at home, feeling like you are settled in your own power. This is strong Taurian energy associated with this card, but there's this sense of comfort or receiving help from someone. This can also indicate a friend or a person who is of an earth sign persuasion. So that's Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, perhaps, where there has been a, who's either going to help you make this sacrifice, or is going to somehow help you out in some kind of a situation where you perhaps are working very, very hard, or this could actually be you. So you have to, again, take it as it resonates. But there's this feeling here of getting rid of something. And the fact that it's in the house of friendship, it could indicate severing ties with somebody, who has been a friend or a colleague or somebody in your network, in order to gain this kind of security. And it does seem to indicate that the decision you make to sever this tie is actually going to be rewarded. Okay, 12th house, Pisces. Pisces energy has to do with what's hidden. If your first house, it's on the horizon, that's what people see. This is what is just out of view. This is what's hidden, and this also could be what you're afraid of. Sometimes for some people it has to do with foreign travel as well. But there's a whole lot to the 12th house having to do with both imagination and our possibilities, as well as things perhaps we have doubts about. And we have air with the sun. Now, wow, these are two cards of clarity in this house that often has to do with that which is muddled and confused, because Pisces is ruled by Neptune, which can make us dreamy and imaginative and get our feet, off the ground. But these are both cards. This one's fire, and obviously this is air. So there's this sense that there are communications coming in. There may even be foreign travel for some people. But it's definitely this sense of messages coming in, messages that are going to make everything clear. And the sun is really the happiest card in the deck. So I feel like you have some fears about things, but I think this is assuring you. It's like this, when this shows up in the 12th or 8th house, I feel like these are messages from spirit when this comes in. Messages of some kind. And if you're not a big person into the idea of messages from spirit, then you can take it as a message from your unconscious or your inner voice. But this is definitely some kind of message that's coming through that is going to make things clear for you. And I just feel like there's a breath of fresh air, like a breath of release here. But there may be some fears around whether or not you're going to get to this. And I think this is reassuring you that it's a fear, and that, again, with all these other cards of sacrifice and moving towards happiness, I feel like something has come to an end that is now going to help heal and help make things better. Overall, you have Earth with the King of Wands. So Earth is about, this is about grounding, establishing stability. It's about, Earth is, it can have to do with past lives, with excavation, with being an old soul, being deeply connected to the earth. But I also feel like fundamentally here, this is about keeping your feet on the ground, staying practical. There's definitely, there's very, very strong, you've got Aries, Taurus energy, a lot of very strong Aries, Taurus energy, and a lot of strong, like Libra type energy having to do with justice and things like that. That suggests to me that you are very strong in what you're doing. You need to ground, center, stay in your power, stay focused. If money has been an issue, then this is a very good financial omen. And with the King of Wands is somebody who goes after what they want and they get it, okay? So I feel like there's a lot of energy here that suggests to me that you're unstoppable right now. Great things happening with your career. Possible new relationships here that are coming in for some people, and just clarity about things. And yeah, it definitely seems like there's a separating path from a person or maybe an institution or a situation that is actually now going to take you you've got the Ankh here and you've got the Sun here. And then the 10 of Cups in your career house. How much better does that get? So take heart. Any changes you've made recently are going to lead to a good place. For some of you, this is going to be new relationships or good news about relationships. And so this actually looks like a very strong week for you, Cancer. So thank you very much for watching. And please do remember to like and subscribe. And I will see you next week.